Welcome, angels, to Think Outside the Box, where you can choose to look at yourself from a different perspective. What if what if the opposite is true? You can borrow your you can borrow from an unrelated field, or you can flip a perspective on an issue. That and so many other more ways, angels, that you're able to think outside the box. I am Heather Buzzard of Buzzard's Corner of Love, bringing people back to themselves, where we uplift and inspire you to become who you truly came here to be. Angels, I'd like to just say that we've got a video postings up on our channel today regarding the LA Book Fair. You can go over there and check them out. They're on our shorts. We also put a post up in our community talking about feeling good. So go over there and answer the question about feeling good. Check that out. That's in our community. Angels, we also have coming in May. We haven't set the date yet, but coming in May, a self forgiveness class that I will be teaching online. If you join for $27, you'll get my free ebook, 8 Easy Steps to Improve Your Life Now, the free PDF file on self forgiveness, affirmations. We're going to have a Q&A, a meet and greet. It'll be about an hour and 15 minutes. And as soon as we get the date, I will share that with you, and you can sign up for it if you'd like to join in on that. Angels, grab your favorite drink. Today I'm drinking apple grape cider. Take a sip of your favorite drink. As we continue on with our theme of the month, Universal Flow, today we're going to speak about the flow state of consciousness. And to start off, I'm going to give you the definition of the flow state of consciousness, and that is being in the zone. Have you ever been in the zone where you just know just life just flows and time is not even relevant? That's the flow state of consciousness. Being in the zone, it's an optimal state of consciousness where a person is fully immersed and energized and focused in the activity that they are being doing and having, and experiencing such high joyful moments that everything else around is irrelevant. So that is the definition of being in the flow. How many times in your life have you been in the flow state of consciousness? I will tell you, there was a time in my life I was putting on a party for a lady that used to live out here in California. It was her birthday. And in that opportunity that I had to put that on for her, I experienced that flow state of consciousness, angels. I was so immersed in that. Everything was just effortless, ease and grace. Everything just flowed. I felt weightless. I was on top of the world. And that truly is what that flow state consciousness is. And that comes from being in that space of love. So when you're focusing on your purpose and you're coming from what you love being, doing, and having, then you are in that flow state of consciousness. When I do these shows each week, angels, I'm in my flow state of consciousness because it's spirit that works in, through, and as me that flows through me. And it helps me maintain my purpose, and I get joy from it, and I feel good about it. And life is about feeling good. How often can you smile just because? When you can smile for absolutely no reason except just because you know you are in that flow state of consciousness. That consciousness is the goodness of God. God is our source for everything. Remember that. So, the benefits can increase your productivity by 500%. Think about that, angels. When we're in that flow state of consciousness, 500%, that's a large upgrade in your life just by allowing yourself to flow in that state of consciousness. Yet, to flow in that state of consciousness, angels, you have to be willing to believe in the unseen. You have to you have to be willing to allow yourself to let go of control, allow yourself to believe, allow yourself to experience it, and apply the principles so that you are able to experience it, so that you can look back and say, yes, I'm in that flow state. I tell you, I watch my videos, and I impress myself sometimes, because there are a lot of times when I'm done with a show that I don't really recall what I say, and I wonder if what I said came out correctly or coherently. Yet that's being in that flow state of consciousness. And when you love being, doing, and having what you're being, doing, and having, angels, life does flow naturally. Yet the world has conditioned us to think that we have to be, do, and have, and climb the ladder of success and drag other people down and beat the drum and work harder and stronger and all of that to get ahead. Yet, like I said in the opening, what if we were to take a different perspective and look at it, instead of having to do what the world says to do, we choose to focus on the spiritual principles, apply them in our life, experience that, and allow that energy to move our life forward. In the Bible, it says we can be in this world, yet not of this world. My auntie asked me today, she said, Heather, how come you don't talk about the things of the world? I said, well, Auntie, I don't have a political show, first off. I said, and here at Buzzard's Corner of Love, the key is to focus on the spiritual principles and apply them in your life so that you can move through life with ease and grace no matter what the world is doing. That's being in the world, yet not of the world. I choose to be in this world, yet I don't choose to be of the world. And my life experience is different. I am aware and conscious of what is happening, yet I don't choose for that to define who I am, how I live my life, whether I choose to enjoy the day, whether I choose to tap into my joy, be happy. I don't let that control my life. That's why I don't talk about worldly things here on this show. Also, angels, accelerated learning. By being in that flow state of consciousness, you're deeply immersed in helping yourself receive information faster. And as you receive that information faster, then you can move with ease and grace, weightless energy. It truly is. And also clarity of mind. Decisions are made more with a quality and intuitively, instinctively, instead of in a rush or because somebody pressures you to do something or because somebody else wants you to do that. So, knowing that, angels, and being in that space, it allows you to have a better, clearer peace of mind. And when you're in that space of having a better peace of mind, then your life truly does flow with ease and grace. And you can smile for no reason at all. Yet you have to be willing to live without the drama, to live without all of the effects of social media and all of that and Facebook and all of that, what the world talks about. You get to make a choice of where you focus your energy. And when you choose to focus your energy on spiritual principles, and this I know, when you focus your energies on spiritual principles, angels, you do live a life of ease and grace. You do live a life of joy. God gave us that inner joy that we can tap into. God said we are its greatest creation. Do you truly believe that spirit would create something that would have to come here and be angry and upset and drag weight and unforgiveness and all of the junk that the world tells us that we need to have? Do you really believe that? That's why in the Bible, be in this world, yet don't be of it, which is why Jesus came, walked the earth, gave us the spiritual principles to apply in this life, said this you can do and even more. Yet, where are you at? Where is your focus? Is your focus in the world or is your focus on spiritual principles? Me, myself, Buzzard's Corner of Love, we choose to focus on spiritual principles. And I tell you, angels, I have a much happier life. Breaking shame, reclaiming my identity. This was the weight that I carried for a lot of cycles into my life. Yet, when I understood that it was just a story and I worked on myself and I did my forgiveness work and letting go and changing my perspective and all of that, then I was able to turn that light experience into a story. And once I turned it into a story, I was able to let it go. And once I was able to let it go, then I was able to step into the next chapter of my life. And that's what I encourage each and every one listening under the sound of my voice. Close an old story, close an old chapter, an old hurt, an old past mistake, an old unforgiving act that you may have did toward yourself or somebody else. Close that chapter. Give yourself the opportunity to move on. That's what I've chosen to do, is to give myself the opportunity to move on, knowing that I am a child of God and I am God's greatest creation, and that God's got my back and that I'm worthy. I am deserving to experience a good, happy, joyful life, as too are you. Yet again, perspective. What do you choose and where do you focus your energy? Angels. I've been listening to this show about the Philippine Islands, and I was looking at their foods. Their foods are so fresh from farm to table. Fresh foods, they don't have processed foods, they don't have the junk foods, they don't have any of the type of food that we have in America. They don't have the health issues that we have here either. Heart attacks, strokes, diabetes, high blood pressure, high cholesterol, arthritis. They don't have any of the, and all the other things, all of the other things, liver and all of kidney disease and all of that. They don't have those issues over there. Why? Because the air is cleaner, they eat better, they exercise, and they're in an environment where they know and they use the natural gifts of the earth that spirit gave us for our bodies. And it affects them emotionally and physically. They're happier people, happier than we are here in the USA. And we have all materialistic items we could possibly think of here. Yet, how happy are you with those materialistic items? Angels, anxiety, emotional and mental benefits. It reduces stress and anxiety. When you're able to be in that flow state of consciousness, stress and anxiety cannot be. Positive and negative can't be in the same space. So it quiets the mind. And if you don't know how to quiet the mind, start with meditation. I dare you to start with meditation. 3 minutes. Start there. I guarantee you it will help quiet your mind. Lasting happiness beyond a temporary high, angels. When you are in that true flow state of consciousness, you have that happiness beyond just a temporary party or situation or experience. You have that happiness. And you can look back at that and you can say, well, I've been in that flow state, so I know that it's real because I've experienced it. And you have a satisfaction in life. It gives you greater satisfaction in the long term. Emotional regulation helps one to stay grounded. As we move through this earth environment, angels, we need to stay grounded. And as we stay grounded in our intrinsic, in our emotional revelation or regulation, then we don't have to be of this world. We can be in it and move through it by using these spiritual principles. I dare you to apply them in your life. Intrinsic motivation, angels. The activity becomes its own reward. As you move through that flow state of consciousness, that activity is its own reward because you feel good. You feel happy. You're joyful. You've tapped into that energy. You're able to smile just because. You can be, do, and have what it is that we came to be, do, and have. What is your purpose? Are you living your purpose? It is from our purpose, angels, that we experience that joy, that love, because that is why we came, to fulfill our purpose. So if you don't know what your purpose is, I encourage you to discover what that is. And as you discover and uncover your purpose, I guarantee you, you will be able to come from a flow state of consciousness in a joyful space. Buzzard's Corner of Love, every week. This is my purpose. I'm here to uplift, inspire, and encourage others by using my life as an example, as a testimony, using my old past story of my life as a testimony to encourage others who may be in that space, to uplift and inspire and encourage you that you too can move out of it. God did this for me. What say God can do for you? This is why we're here, angels. What is your purpose? Again, it is all up to you. And I'm going to share with you some clarity. Just one moment. Let me pull it up here. There's a moment when effort gives way to ease and everything begins to move forward. Life is always a forward motion, it is never backward motion. Life is always a forward motion. So, knowing that when life moves forward without resistance, you know you're in that flow state of consciousness. Your mind quiets enough for clarity to take the lead. You're no longer second guessing yourself, and you're no longer forcing ideas. You've let go of control. You've allowed the natural rhythm and vibrations of life to carry you, just like you're in a stream of water. You allow that stream of water to carry you. And that's when you know you are in that flow state of consciousness. Time softens, distractions fade, and what may have felt difficult in the beginning becomes almost instinctive. That's the flow state of consciousness, angels. And in that space, I guarantee you, you will feel fully present. When I experience that flow state of consciousness, or when I'm in that space of flow state of consciousness, I do experience a sense of peace and ease and grace, a peace and ease and grace and clarity, weightlessness. You will feel weightlessness as well as you feel weightlessness, angels. That lightness carries you through life. You step outside of the usual noise of thinking in your consciousness. You don't have that usual noise in your mind of thinking when you're in that space. And also, you're in a deep sense and you feel that sense of alignment. When I experience the flow state of consciousness, angels, I know I am in alignment. There is no doubt in my mind. And it truly is effortless and ease and grace. And that is what our life is supposed to be: naturally, easy, and effortlessly, and graceful. That is what life is meant to be. It isn't about perfection, it isn't about control. It's about trusting, letting go enough to allow something more natural and intuitive to unfold in your life. It's taking a step back and saying, okay, life, I take my hands off the steering wheel. Spirit, I allow you to drive. And that, angels, is a space that I am in and truly experiencing on a daily basis now. And I remind myself, Heather, you've chosen to allow spirit to guide. Keep your consciousness in that flow state of positivity. Allow yourself to keep flowing with what is. Focus on what is. Get outside in nature, watch nature shows, listen to music, know that you are harmony. These are things we have to do for ourselves, angels. That's why it's called self help. Yet we can't stop life from moving forward. Yet we can't stop ourselves from growing. So I'm going to ask you, are you moving forward and flowing with life in ease and grace and having happiness? Or have you stopped yourself from flowing through life by resisting what is happening in your life and deciding to flow upstream instead? And by flowing upstream, you have anger, resentment, unforgiveness, stubbornness, sadness, etc., so on. By flowing in the state flow of consciousness, you experience love, joy, happiness, peace of mind, clarity, health, prosperity, abundance, and I can go on and on. The choice is yours. I've been on either side of the coins. I've been on both sides of the coins, angels. I've been in that space where I haven't experienced it, and I've been in that space where I have. And I guarantee you, I choose this space of experiencing joy over experiencing the world. Joy is always the factor because joy is our love space. And when you come from that space of love, then you know who and whose you are. So I ask you, angels, as we wrap up today's topic, the flow state of consciousness, Where are you in your consciousness? Are you flowing with your life energy, or are you flowing against your life energy? And only you know the answer to it. I guarantee you the first answer that came to your mind is your truth. Up to you, angels. Flow state of consciousness. I choose to be happy. I choose to tap into my inner joy. I've been on the other side of the coin. I've had enough. I choose something different. And you can choose that too. Next week, angels, we're going to wrap up this month of Universal Flow with the keys to Universal Flow and how using them you can experience the unending flow of God's goodness. Angels, like, subscribe to our channel, leave any comments below, share with us your thoughts, communicate with us, angels. Check our post out in our community, join our channel, share, join our Facebook. You can go to our website, buzzardscorner.com, BUZZARDSKORNER, Buzzards Corner with the K.com. Angels, you can start or end your day with a positive blog posting over there. We've got coaching packages to help you on your journey in life. We've got so much more information at buzzardscorner.com that you can access on a daily basis. That's BUZZARDSKORNER, Buzzards Corner with a K.com. Next week, again, angels, is the keys to universal flow. You got to use it or you lose it. It's up to you. Until next week, angels, I am Heather Buzzard of Buzzard's Corner of Love, bringing people back to themselves.